Our goals for the project and the needs for the database were to make an authentication and to be able to save and manipulate the data. We had to create a sign in and sign up forms and to save the data and update it depending on the changes in the game, and to fetch the data and delete users from the database using our own made UI. Why did we choose Firebase? Because it's fairly simple to use and to figure out. It has pretty good documentation. It's real-time based, which means you can manipulate it from a client side, and all the changes will be immediately updated to all the others using that database. Also, it has authentication built in, and mainly because it's new and shiny, kind of. Also, what is interesting about the Firebase database is that it doesn't use HTTP calls, so we are not working with APIs. To create Firebase authentication, we basically just needed to choose sign-in methods and implement the UI flow for sign in and sign up, which is basically this. And to pass user data to Firebase authentication using the functions that Firebase documentation provides with some slight manipulations. The first issue with Firebase database was that the users in authentication are not the same as in database. Users in database are simple collections of documents which hold the relevant data to the document. And we had to create a user document out of the user in authentication and out of the local object, which we had here, and it was manipulated throughout the game. The second issue was that we couldn't delete users fully from the database just by using our own UI. So selecting a user and deleting him would delete it only from the database as a document and not from the authentication. We created Google functions in local code. Can show it in here. That basically finds the user ID that we deleted in the database and also deletes it from the authentication. And we had to push it to our database, and it went here. So how does it all work? Basically, we set up our site to be connected to Firebase project that we had created. We import some Firebase script and some configuration. So it allows us to use Firebase project and connect it together with the website. Then we created Firebase.js to store all the helping functions we get from documentation, and we store it in here. And then we use those functions inside our main app.js, as is here, as we use logout, sign in. Those functions are basically provided from Firebase for us. We just needed to connect it all together.